Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hopefully everyone is good, great, and wonderful. How are you doing, guys? Are you good? Let's begin our today's session. Let's talk about some news talks and some latest news. So in today's session, we will talk about the Tata Motors. So as we all are familiar, Tata Motor is one of the biggest automobile company in the India and this company provide cars and automobiles in all over the world, and it has so many sub companies in other countries such as in UK, Germany, India, and also other places. So let's talk about today headlines. The first headline is which is Tata has decided to build a plant in the UK for JLR cars, which is Jaguar Land Cruisers, right? So let's talk about the next headline, which is Tata Motors has jumped to the uh, Tata Motors jumps on Tata Group plan for UK EV battery plant. So Tata Motors will build a plant in the UK for they will make new batteries for EV plant. And the third headline, which is they will build Jaguar Land Rover built UK batteries. And the last news, which is very important, and it is also very crucial news for the stock market. We can see Tata Motors also share up in 44% this year in 2023. So let's see what is the today stock recommendation. First of all, let's have a look at the introduction of that stock. We are going to discuss about Tata Motors Limited. As we all are familiar, it's one of the biggest automobile manufacturer, which they are offering diverse portfolio of vehicles, and it's also providing cars and utility vehicles, trucks, buses, and defense vehicles. It's because its business operation are also divided in two segments. One is automobile, and another is another one. Let's talk about the next introduction, the next lines. So we all are familiar as the automotive segment encompasses all aspects of vehicles. They also designs, they also develop, they work, they also develop vehicle development and also design and manufacturing, assembling, and sales. So they do all the things in that company. They have so many different types of cars, such as Jaguar, Land Rover, and also many vehicles. So this company is one of the biggest company, and this company was established in the September 1st, 1945. This company headquarters is in India, Mumbai. After the introduction, let's talk about the latest report. What's reports showing to us? What's the report showing us about this stock? So if we have a look at this report, we can see so many predictions. We can predict so many things, such as we can see the stock is moving to the upward trend, and it has very positive trend in the market, and the market is very bullish, and We can also have look at the shares. The shares are also increasing, such as if we just talk about today 19 June. So today the market was started at 610, a little above than 610 points, and it crossed to the almost to 620. So we can see in today market a big turn up. What was the turn up? We can see here 7.90, which is 1.41%. So it's a very good impact on the stock. Why these all things are happening? Just because of those news is we have just talked in above headlines. We have a lot of things to analyze about this stock, why this stock is moving to the upward trend. We will discuss more about this trend, about this stock in the next slides. Let's move on to the next question. That is, why Tata Motors have a bullish trend in the market? And can the Tata trend group stock always will be in the rise, or it will be fell down? So this thing is very important to understand, because sometimes we buy a stock and then we wait for long term because we don't know this stock will go up or go down. So we always worried, such as nowadays a stock is on the very top level. So many investors, they will invest right now because many good predictions are happening in the market, such as we just have talk about these good news is, and just because of the news is, the stock is on the bullish trend. So for to understand all these things, it is very important to first of all look at the fundamental metrics to determine fair value of the stock. So to understand the stock, why is rising upward trend, it is very important to look at the stock fundamentals, such as the first thing in the fundamental we have to analyze, that is summary, because summary show us all the things about a stock. So we can see here 2.206 trillion. As we can see here, a big circle, a big blue circle, and here the PE ratio is also 97.76, and the RS ratio is 0.68, and we can see the revenue. This stock revenue have a very big revenue, and net income is, yeah, a little bit low, but revenue is very big. So summary is giving us a good result. This stock is a very stable stock and a good stock. So let's move on and have a look at the growth and profitability, and then we will also have a look at the revenue to the profit conversions. So if we have a look at the performance of the stock, so we can see the stock is growing slowly, as such as if we just look at the number of 2018. So 2018 number is very good. And then 2019, as we all know, in 2019, we suffer with COVID-19. There was a big a kind of a disaster in all over the world and all the market, and many stocks, they got affected by this problem, and they fell down to the flat stage, and they became very bullish stock. So but according to this chart, the values are very good, and look at the 2022, they have 3.6 trillion performance. That is a very good figure after the COVID days. So it's have a very strong backbone. If you look at the net income, 1%, and EBIT 4%, EBITDA 11%, and then gross profit. Gross profit is 16%, and then look at the total revenue, that is 100%. These all the and all the figures come from 2022. So we can also look further to discuss this talk. Let's discuss about the latest things about this talk, because this report was issued in 2022, but right now we are in 2023. We are ahead of 1 year, right? So if you just look at the motor stock soared down by 2.41% to 548.6% from its previous session close. The previous session closed at 535.75. So we can see have a good growth in the market, because just 2 days ago, they announced the news, and today they confirmed this news. They're gonna they're gonna build the battery factories and in the UK. And the UK government, they also already had declared that they will subsidize to the Tata Motors they will assist them. So if you look at the Tata Motor shares on BSE index, that was 538.05, and we can also look at how much Tata shares increased just in today. So in today, they have 1% increasement in the share. So it's a good figure for any stock to increase just in one day, 1%. And the company needs a net profit is 548 crore, according to the Q1 FY23 up to 1033 crore. We can see here figures. This figure showing a very good values. And then we move to the next point that is related to the luxury Jaguar Land Rover, that is JLR. And JLR is giving a very strong backbone to the Tata Motors, because it's one of the famous product of Tata Motors, and they have a good sales and they have good results in Q1. So a company, most investors also meeting contributed stock, and according to analysis and according to reports, Tata Motors will also increase as much as 24%, and 24% is a big figure for any stock. So they have a good prediction. So if you look at just in today's chart, into the top gainers, so we can also found Tata Motors in the top listed. As we can see here, NTPC and Bajaj Finance, Industrial Bank, Ultra Bajaj, and then again SBI and BP, so many stocks. So we can also found Tata Motors into the top gainers. So what was the value in today top on the index with was the highest was 625.30, and lowest was 610.15. So the last price was 620, yeah, something like that. So they in today chart, they have gained 1.39. So it's a very good figure for any stock to gain this in just one day. So it's in the top gainers, in today top gainers. Why this thing is happening? Because just today they have announced they're gonna build another unit in the UK to produce EV batteries. So this good news make the stock more strong and let the investor invest on this stock. That's why this stock has a very bullish trend to the upward, and this stock has a lot of good prediction. We can also see so many another things in the next slide. So this was the latest report, and this is the top gainer of today. And Tata Motor is also one of the top gainers in today on today's chart. So high single-digit volume growth is expected in the automotive sector in FY24, and despite strong at 23 on a low base. So these all things can have a good impact on the stock, because all the reports are telling the good news. They are predicting good things for the future marketing. So in 24, digit can be increased to the 100 to 200 basis point for the automotive sector. So these 100 to 200 points are very big figures within very short period. So it could be a good news. Yeah. So let's talk about now Tata Motors. What's going to do in the UK? So they are going to make some batteries, EV batteries plant in the UK, and UK government already have announced they will subsidize them and they will help them to set up all the things, settle down all the things. So the choice was made following months of debate between Sunrest, also in England, and Spain Bayside. So let's look at this chart. So where they have the most number, we can see here so many countries, number of countries named, such as we can see India. India is one of the biggest sector here. That is the blue one, and we can also see United States, US. US is on the second number, which is also the second largest number, and then the rest of the world is the third number, right? And then China, yeah, China is also one of the biggest market in the world. So it's also exporting to the China, and China is on the number 4. Yeah. And then Europe is also another very big market. And then United Kingdom just have a small part. That's why they are going to uh, they are going to build a plant in the UK for their future goals. So if we look at the Tata Motors sourcing, so they have very strong background in the sourcing. So they produce so many vehicles, but the Jaguar Land Rover is one of the strongest their product. And as we can see here, look at this circle, look at these numbers. It's more than half, just covering by Jaguar Land Rover, and then is Tata commercial vehicles, and then have Tata passenger vehicle. In passenger vehicle, we can consider buses and also other things, something like that. And then automobile. Another one is vehicle financing, others, and unallocated. So they have very strong background. Yeah, they have very strong background in sourcing. So this strong background led the stock become more and more strong and let the stock go to the upward, not to the bearish trend. These all are reasons why the stock is going to the bullish trend. And here is the very important question, because many of us, we already have invested our um, hard-working money on different stocks. Maybe some of them, they have also bought Tata Motors stocks, right? And so maybe somebody don't buy, they consider this stock is just fine, yeah, and like not very good, this stock will not go to the bullish trend, but we can see so many good news are happening in the market, so that's why they have a very bullish trend in the market. If we just look at 52 weeks report, so in today they were on the highest in last 52 weeks. So it's a very good figure, and it's straight in the mid set of the market room. We can also have a look at the Tata Motors stock soared by 2.41% to 548.67. This is the latest on 52-week high. So very good figure and very good numbers. And we can also look on the BSE table. BSE table was also, the current session was also on 538.05 rupees, Indian rupee, yeah. Not in the dollar, yeah, in the Indian rupee. Because especially we discussed in all the things in Indian, right? Indian rupee. So here I just mentioned Indian rupee, not the dollar, just for your convenience. Because sometime when we um, mention the dollar, so they got confused. Many of my clients, many of my students, they got confused. So for your ease, I have put this figure in rupees. And now look at the next point. We can see what's going on in the next Tata Motors, also relative strength index, which is RSI, and the which measure technical indicators was 67.9, and that the stock is neither overbought or nor the oversold at this time. We can also have a look at the 1 year beta of Tata Motors stock. That was 1.2, and that is very strong volatility during that time. And if we just look at its 5 day, so 20 day and 50 day, 100 day and 100 day and 200 day moving average. So we can also I can also give my analysis, and I can speak here some technical points, which is very important to understand and listen very carefully. So RSI was 67.9, indicating that the stock is neither overbought nor oversold. So we just have mentioned these technicals speaking in above line. So I think we don't need to mention again here. So the most important piece of news, that was UK government announcement and the market, because we just have see in above news is news many good things are happening in the Tata Motor, such as they are going to build uh, uh, another plant in the UK, and they were also on the highest peak of the last 52 weeks. They had very good closing, and they were on. They have increased growth in today more than 1%. So These figures are very good figures for any stock. And this all news is let this stock to the bullish trend, not to the flat trend, to the bullish trend. So we can also see here domestic batteries manufacturer. They will also assist to the Tata Motors in adhering to post Brexit trade regulation. So if you look at the next point, according to the reports, UK government intends to give Tata subsidy for the batteries project worth hundreds of millions of pounds. It's a very good news for the Tata Motors. Hundreds of millions of pounds. That is a very huge amount, and they will subsidize to the Tata Motor. Just let them to build another plant in the UK. And although the decision is to invest in batteries manufacturer in the UK border. So here is the latest report about the Tata Motors. What's going on in the market in last few days? What is the current trend in the market? If we look at the latest figure, 620.6, that is 1.69%. According to the latest report, the stocks are on the very bullish trend, and there is no bearish. Yeah, there is no bearish moving average. We can see reports here. We can see here green lines giving the good signals for this stock, and which is 16. Yeah, so the stock is on the upward trend, not in the bearish trend. So these news is make the stock more good because more people will come to invest in this stock. And as we have proved in previous slides by discussing the these news let the stock go to their highest position. Yeah, the highest position. And then we also can have a look at the today's trading chart. So today's trading chart is very interesting. So it is very important to rememberize the latest news about the Tata Motors. They announced on 18, they're gonna have a plant in the UK. So before that news, Tata Motor was still on the peak, still was on the good position. And as we can look at the closing of 18 July, here is the closing, and then we can have a look at the 19 July opening. Wow, here 19 July opening is more than the previous closing. So the trend is still on the upward, and we can see a wow, boom. We can see a upward, a quick, and here is a upward trend. And then although the closing was not very good, a little down, but the figures are still good. So when according to the opening numbers, closing number was still fine. So we can see the stock has very bullish trend, and it can impact on the coming days. And after that, we can also look at the Tata forecast, what will happen in the future for the stock. It's very important for the investor because investor, they have to invest their money on the right stock, right? Not just like as just get the money and just blindly put somewhere, or just get the call somewhere from somewhere and then just invest that money. No, never. We also have to look at the fundamentals and then also look at the forecast. So the forecast of Tata stock is very good, and we can see very good number. The 715. So the current is 615.22. So it's a very good time to buy this stock and to hold this stock, because this stock gonna have upward trend in the coming days. So they're gonna have a bullish trend in the market. And this was all about today's session. We will discuss another stock in the next video. Hopefully you have understand all the things, and stay tuned. Goodbye until to the next video.